They said their son was not taught by Helene, but had nightmares after seeing him. A couple of months later, the school authorities informed him that he would no longer be teaching kindergarten children. He said, I think the decision they took was quite sad. Did you guys see this guy? Do you guys think this guy was suited to teach? Look at Andrew, your son is how old?
He's 5.
Do you want this guy teaching your son?
No.
Beautiful. All right, wrap, cut it. Let's go into the 3 and out.
Next.
There is a drastic difference between somebody who was maimed in some tragic incident. Maybe they were burned in a house fire or some acid attack in the middle of a Parisian street. This guy right here went to a tattoo artist and said, make me terrifying, and now is shocked that people find him terrifying. Fuck off.
You like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh wow, that has got to be straight from like old school Star Trek.
That's the original Star Trek. That's the first thing I thought about. Yeah.
Wow.
And look at that.
Yeah.
The retina's all gone.
Hey, listen, man, I'm all about, inclusion and things of that nature. Like I said, if it's something that happened to you tragically, then there's a learning moment for children. If you want to be fucking weird, be fucking weird. Just don't be weird in front of my kid. Like, that is a choice that you made, not a circumstance that was placed upon you. If it was a circumstance, then you could teach kids like, hey, some people have deformities or, something terrible can happen to them, but it doesn't mean they're any different. That man has deep-seated psychological issues, and I don't care. I can count to 50 if you like. Doesn't mean I should be in charge of kindergartners. End the story.
Do you think, okay, all right, maybe I'm in the minority on this. Okay, tattoos and weird-ass dyed eyeballs aside, men, kindergarten teachers, is that a weird thing?
I mean, I guess traditionally, yes.
Okay.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, though, right?
It shouldn't be. No, I'm not. But listen, I don't have children. I'm speaking this from an outsider. Yeah. I'm speaking from my 5-year-old self in the late 80s.
Yeah, and I'm coming from that same department. But I will say that in the age of the acceptable hippie, which is what we're in now, if you've got a guy with dreadlocks who can like play guitar and sing with like that Jack Johnson voice, right. Let's talk about the ABCs. 1, 2, 3, come on, sing with me. Like, those guys are the type of people that can just grab a kid and just gravitate them to information and knowledge in a whimsical way. Yeah. And yes, I think that yes, there should be more men of that ilk teaching young kids. However, if you want to get an eyedropper full of black ink permanently injected into the whites of your eyes, this might not be the gig for you.
Right. Yes. That's where I drew the line at the fact that, okay, the guy might be very talented. The guy may be able to tap into a 5-year-old's or 6-year-old's soul. The guy may be able to...
I have a feeling that might be what he's trying to do.
Perhaps. These guys have a nightmare. But, yeah, if you look like a fucking monster, then I'm sorry, man. You did it to yourself. You're not cut out to be there. There comes some sort of aesthetic pleasing for a 5-year-old that you may not have may not have fit that criteria. What do you mean, Alan? You coming at me with some sort of rebuttal?
No, I mean, it's tough because like in one vein, I'm like, whatever, motherfucker might be good at teaching kids. I don't know. Who the fuck am I to say? But yeah, you can't go this far. Because you might have kids that will be like, damn, this motherfucker's cool. I want to hear what he has to say. But you're definitely going to have kids that are petrified of him. And that's not going to work. So yeah, you can't do this. But like high school, yeah, fuck it. Go for it. Teach some shit. Teach whatever. I don't care.
I was going to say community college, but we could go high school too.
Yeah, fucking high school would be fine.
Yeah, like, upper class high school. I think community college is you're probably more
community college is like fucking his wheelhouse.
Yeah. But as far as like, teaching young kids and everything, one thing that the pandemic has taught me is that we're all kindergarten teachers. I know I am. So I'm just saying it's a pain in the ass, and you definitely need to have a certain temperament, but anybody can do it at the basic level. I'm not saying that everybody's capable of doing it with a giant classroom full of kids. Maybe on a one-on-one basis, anybody can do it. But like you said, is it worth the nightmares and I don't know, terror dreams that these kids are gonna? Again, I'm okay with acceptance and tolerance of people who want to make all sorts of strange life decisions. But there does come a point where parents can have a choice and say, not this guy. And sorry, man, majority rules in this situation. And if more parents than not said, no, my kid is sweating through his bed every night.
Here's a question.
Every night before preschool.
He's a bedwetter, but he didn't. He sweat. He sweat that night.
So here's the question. Like, I guess, this was in France, but let's say hypothetically, he's in the U.S. He gets fired for this shit. I guess technically that's illegal, right? So do they just settle and swipe this under the rug? Like, just, here you go, guy. Fucking go do whatever it is.
I don't know.
Do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't know that that's a valid I'm not a lawyer. We might need to talk to Middle Classholes counsel for
that's right.
Fucking some in-depth analysis, but I feel like my man's got a lawsuit on his hands, kind of, maybe. I don't know.
Who the hell hired him in the first place?
Lots of questions
on the periphery. It sounds like, okay, and if he had some tattoos, okay, if his arms and all that were done, right, I'd be okay with it. If his neck was done, I'd tell my wife, like, you sure about this guy? As soon as he starts creeping into the face area, I'm like, okay, is there another teacher? I don't care if he teaches at the school, just not my kid. I'd prefer him to be in the other class. As soon as the ink goes in the eyeballs, it's fuck this. And that's when I get the pitchforks and the torches and the other parents, and we're like, enough is enough. And I know what you're saying, Alan. You might be right about the lawsuit if you did work here in the States.
Yeah.
But at what point do you not have say?
No, yeah.
You know?
I get it. But like, all right. So here's the converse. Let me play devil's advocate because I like doing it. What if your son wasn't scared of him, and then like you guys talked and fucking, I don't know why you would have had a beer, but you did, and you guys were just like, man, you're not fucking bad. I could do what you teaching, Mike. Well, like, how would that? Or it's just a non-starter.
I don't think it matters how cool I am with the guy, because somebody like that I could be totally cool with. I'm sorry. Sometimes the exterior counts, and in this situation, the book. I'm judging a kid is going to judge the book by its cover.
Yeah, I get that. But that's I preface that with like your kid's cool. Like your kid's seeing him, he's not freaked out by him. He enjoys his company. He thinks he's a cool teacher. And then you talk to him and you're like, oh man, this guy's not a total fucking psychopath like he looks. So at that point, are you like maybe, or
no.
Are we not reaching that point? Okay, we're not.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because he's normalizing that look at the earliest age humanly possible. And I'm not saying that people like that can't have a sweet soul and be a kind-hearted spirit, but I don't want to plant the seed in my kid's head at the most formative age that this is how you're supposed to look. If he gets to that point in his life, it's not like I'm going to disown him, but I don't want him to start at that point. And I've got to earn that look starting now. You know, and then he's getting his first tattoo in 5th grade, and it's like, the fuck are you doing? Well, Mr. Lapierre said it was cool. Yeah. You know?
I feel you. I feel like that's okay. Like, not no offense here. I feel like that's wildly presumptive, but because that seems like a long string. Like, he's the only guy that looks like that. So it'd be different if there was like hundreds of people that look like that, and then your son saw it very early and was like, holy shit, this is okay, so this is cool, this is a thing, this is what we do, we'll do it early. But like, I think a kid would still see this and be like, that's an anomaly. It does not scare me, but that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel
maybe, but then there's so many tattoos now. Yeah. Tattoos are so normalized now. I mean, it's hard to find anybody in most service industry jobs that don't have a full arm sleeve, right? And so I feel like my kid, I know how if I went back in time knowing how my brain works, I would think that guy is what you look like when you reach your true form. I wouldn't want to plant that seed in my kid's head.
When I grow up, that's how I'm.
Or what if
to
he
look.
just equates it with teachers? What if he's like, shit, is that what you got to do to be a kindergarten teacher? That's fucking outlandish.
First grade's going to be a rude awakening.
Yeah.